66 million years ago, there was no trace of humans on Earth. It was a peaceful, beautiful time, and this day was no different. Earth looked nothing like today. Vast, thick forests covered everything all around, and towering, savage dinosaurs, 10 stories tall, ruled the ground. On one side, a giant T-Rex was silently stalking its prey, while on the other, a herd of Triceratops drank from a riverbank. Big winged creatures flew overhead. Everyone happily lived their lives. Down on the ground, everything was perfectly normal. But they had no idea that right above them, in the deep, dark silence of space, a terrifying death was hurtling their way. A silent killer, determined to change the course of Earth's history forever. Millions of kilometers from Earth, a massive rock was hurtling towards it, like an angel of death. This was no ordinary meteor or asteroid. It was bigger than Mount Everest. It was about 10 to 15 kilometers wide, and its speed was so terrifying it would give anyone goosebumps. It was hurtling towards Earth at 70,000 kilometers per hour. That's 20 times faster than a speeding bullet. Even as the asteroid crossed the moon's orbit, nobody on Earth had a clue. Because it was moving so fast, there were barely a few seconds between the moment it appeared in the sky like a bright star and the moment it hit the ground. Just 2 seconds before impact, this asteroid tore through the Earth's atmosphere. Its speed was so incredible that the air didn't even have a chance to move out of the way. Because of the intense air pressure, the front of the asteroid got hotter than the surface of the sun. A terrifying, blinding light appeared in the sky, and every creature on Earth lifted its head to look. But it was the last thing they would ever see. Just 1 millisecond before impact, nature played its biggest and cruelest trick on the dinosaurs. Science says if the asteroid hit 5 minutes earlier or later, it would have splashed into deep Pacific water. That might have raised huge tsunamis. But dinosaurs as a whole wouldn't have vanished from Earth entirely. They would still be alive today, but fate had other plans. As the Earth spun on its axis, it moved into the deadliest possible angle. The asteroid struck a place near Mexico called the Yucatan Peninsula. The area was full of shallow water and gypsum rock. These rocks contain massive amounts of sulfur. An Everest-sized asteroid drove straight into the ground at 60 degrees, the perfect angle, on impact, to unleash total massive devastation. The moment the asteroid touched the ground, a mega-explosion erupted that shook the entire planet. The explosion was 10,000 times more powerful than all the world's nuclear bombs going off at once. The very first deaths from the blast came in a mysterious silence. When it exploded, there was no sound, because light and radiation travel many times faster than sound. Every creature, tree, forest, and dinosaur standing within a 1,500-kilometer radius of the impact site saw only a light in the sky brighter than 1,000 suns. The light was so intense that anyone who saw it, their eyes melted that very second. Then came thermal radiation's terrifying surge, a wall of unseen fire. Every single dinosaur within a 1,500-kilometer radius was incinerated in a single second, without understanding what was happening or even hearing a sound. Their blood boiled to steam. Bones melted. They had no time to feel pain. Seconds later, a terrifying sound and air shockwave hit. The wind was insanely fast, that it ripped mountains from their roots and tore the bodies of the creatures who survived the fire to shreds. The dinosaurs, thousands of kilometers away, on the other side of the planet, thought they might have survived. But they had no idea that true hell was about to rain down from the sky. When the asteroid hit, it created a crater in the Earth 30 kilometers deep and 100 kilometers wide. Millions of tons of rock, sulfur, and toxic debris inside the Earth vaporized in 1,000th of a second and shot up into space like a rocket. This debris shot out of the Earth's atmosphere and into space, where it froze and turned into tiny glass beads. But Earth's gravity started pulling these tens of millions of tons of debris back down. It was the most terrifying sight in history. Tens of millions of tons of glass beads and fireballs began to rain back down on Earth like a meteor shower. When this debris re-entered the atmosphere, friction caused the sky to heat up like an oven. The sky all over the world turned red and orange. Air temperature rose above 300 degrees Celsius. Dinosaurs on the ground down below, spared by the first blast, were now roasting alive. Forests ignited, one after another. The whole earth caught fire all at once. Flying creatures' wings burned midair, and they fell down like blazing fireballs. As if the fire from the sky wasn't enough, the land and sea started to unleash their own fury. The asteroid's impact triggered an earthquake with a magnitude never seen before in history. It was an earthquake of 11 or 12 on the Richter scale. Huge chunks of the earth began to crack open, creating miles-long fissures that buried thousands of dinosaurs alive. And what happened in the ocean was even more terrifying. At the impact site, the sea receded for miles and then rushed back as a mega-tsunami. This was no ordinary wave. The tsunami waves were over 1,000 meters high, that's more than a kilometer tall. Just imagine a wave of water, so high it touched the clouds in the sky. The wave crashed inland at hundreds of kilometers per hour, washing away everything in its path. Dinosaurs fleeing the fires were swallowed by the black waters of the tsunami and drowned. Within the first 24 hours, millions of dinosaurs were dead. But for the smaller dinosaurs that survived by hiding in caves or underwater, their death would be the most painful and slow. The millions of tons of sulfur and ash blasted into the sky by the explosion covered the entire planet in a blanket of black smoke. The veil grew so thick that sunlight stopped reaching Earth below, and suddenly daytime turned pitch dark worldwide for everyone. Not just 2 days' darkness. This frightening black night would last years. Without sunlight, the Earth's temperature suddenly plummeted below zero. Earth began freezing. With no light, plants' photosynthesis shut down entirely everywhere. When photosynthesis stopped, forests and plants started drying up. When the plants died, the herbivorous dinosaurs began to starve to death. And as the herbivores died out, the large carnivorous dinosaurs went insane with hunger. They started killing and eating each other. But in the end, starvation, toxic air, and freezing cold wiped out 75% of all species on Earth for good. The most powerful creatures on Earth, rulers for millions of years, were wiped out in just a few months. One asteroid toppled Earth's mightiest rulers, ending their million-year reign in dust. But the biggest and most beautiful twist in this whole story is that this catastrophe was the true beginning of our lives. While dinosaurs on the surface were dying from fire and hunger, some tiny creatures hiding in deep burrows managed to survive. Never came.
Dinosaurs would have ruled forever. Mammals stayed hidden in shadows. But the asteroid finally came down. The dinosaurs are gone. No predators. A new world awaits. The mammals rise. From shadows to dominance across the world.
Over eons, they evolved into apes, and then into us humans. Because millions of years ago, that one asteroid struck at the perfect place and the perfect time. The death of the dinosaurs was the birth of humanity.